Hello, and welcome to the Empowered by Design podcast. I am Dr. Liz. I am your host. This is episode 177. Your authenticity is your magic. I'm just getting comfy here. I'm in a new spot today. Cozy. It's rainy outside. And I'm in my comfy, cozy, authentic, what I love wearing, sweats. I have my cute sweatshirt that my kids got me for Mother's Day, and I'm really excited about this episode. So you've heard this before, what the title of this episode, our authenticity is our magic. Your authenticity is your magic. My authenticity is my magic. If you've been around here, you've heard this message over and over and over again. Working, living, breathing to be real, to be yourself, and celebrating. Celebrate. We love celebrating here at Visionistas by Design. And one of the things that we celebrate is our authenticity. Celebrate being real, be you, be you. And that's what this episode is all about today, specifically about being authentic. And when you are authentic, it's magic. Yes. I'm very excited about this. So obviously, as I said, this has been a theme for us. This is something that even when the podcast started 177 episodes ago, that is what my mission, my vision for my work here on the podcast from the very first episode. The mission is helping us be ourselves, helping you be yourself, checking in, learning about yourself, learning, healing, growing, shining, flying, all those beautiful things that we talk about here. And so this has been the theme of our season, Unlocking Your Magic. And in our monthly illumination circles at Visionistas, we talk all the time about celebrating, illuminating, and elevating. So illuminating meaning finding, seeing, learning about, allowing for the things that get in our way of being authentic, allowing them to come to the surface, manifesting them. So manifesting can mean, like you hear it all the time, let's manifest our dreams come true. I'm calling in, I'm manifesting something that my heart desires, my soul is longing for. Manifest also means to see, to become apparent. And so in our work, we unblock, we invite illumination and revelation of the things that can get in the way of us being authentic. And I'm so very excited. So that I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today, something we've never done here before. This month, I'm showing you, if you are listening, I'm just holding up the most recent edition of Psychology Today. It is a magazine publication by psychologytoday.com that comes here every month, and every cover I love, and I'm like, oh, I should talk about this. And then this one, I was like, oh baby, I cannot wait to read it. So I'm going to be authentic and say, I don't have a lot of time to always read these. And so we're going to be doing it together right here. I'm going to be browsing through it with you. The cover says, Quirks Are Superpowers. Yes, finding your superpower, how to shine by being yourself. I could not pass this up. I could not pass reading it and bringing it to you. So we're going to do that together today. We'll do it as it comes, and for fun, because I love fun, and sometimes I realize that I can be a little bit too serious, or struggle to find the balance with fun and serious, or fun and whatever the opposite of fun is for me at that day. I'm going to read from my Angel Numbers book. I've started to do this at the beginning of the circles. Whatever the date is, I will read that selection. So today is as I'm recording this, it is May 13th, 513. So I am reading the angel number 513 to kick us off. Give attention. Love it. Use your words carefully! Exclamation point. Ooh, tempers and passions are flaring around you, but you are being called to take the higher road. Using wisdom with your words in all interactions around you is the challenge your angels ask you to pursue. Repeat this mantra. My spirit is tranquil. Oh, I love that. Remember to count to 10 before responding to any emotional communication around you. What a message for all of us. My spirit is tranquil. I love that. I need that. I definitely need that at times when we can snap or talk too fast or interrupt or react to something rather than respond from a place of balance, peace, tranquility. I love this. Well, this is definitely for me. And as you know here, I love to share these messages and recognize that if you are listening, there's something in that little angel message, 513, that you can take from this as well. How does this, just take a moment, take that breath. The breath is not only just a lovely sound, but it is a tool to calm the nervous system. In addition to counting to 10, as you are breathing, you are inviting your body, inviting your soul to come together and be present. My spirit is tranquil. It reminds me of a couple weeks ago, on a couple episodes ago, you heard me talking about my story that I changed, that I'm changing. My soul is patient. My soul is patient. My spirit is tranquil. Love that. Sometimes people say, where does this stuff come from? And it comes from all different places, right? And I love when you are open, when you are inviting and encouraging of learning and growing and meeting people and being open to different perspectives and different lessons and different little signs and messages from all different places, they can hit on something that really makes you go, yes, I can resonate with that. As I'm recording this today on Tuesday the 13th, and as soon as I started reading the message about passions are flaring, emotions are heightened, we had a beautiful, beautiful full moon, flower moon last night. And the new moon, or the full moon, all the phases of the moon are valid. The full moon energy stretches across, yesterday, the 12th, it was at its 100% illumination. And the energy of that full moon, we can feel it spread over, not just that day, but a day or so before and a day or so after. So we are still in this energy of the beautiful flower moon that encourages us to let go of things that no longer serve us, to step into this beautiful energy of planting seeds and watering the growth that we are already making, the journey of growing and learning and growing and learning, and to see the beautiful flourish of that pursuit. And so wherever you are in your life right now, I invite you to just take that breath, take that pause, and notice what has come up for you already in this episode. That is what we do this for, is to share and to share in the energy of healing and growing and learning. And so I am going to find the page for this. Oh, I love it. I'm showing you. How cool is this? I'm loving this. Quirks are your superpower. The brightest way to shine is by being fully, imperfectly Yourself by Hara Estroff Marano and Peter Bregman. Photography by Moya McAllister. Love it, love it, love it. So I will link this in the show notes. I will link the article from Psychology Today so that you can read it, because of course we're not going to be reading the whole article. I'm just going to be skimming it for you. We're going to be skimming it together to really, ooh. And then the next one, the new rules of dating. Let me know if you want me to go through that one with you on the next podcast episode. These are full of just lovely, lovely things. Okay, but let Elizabeth get back on track. We are doing this one today. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to read some of the main stuff that's sticking out. Making your quirkiness work for you starts with self-awareness, knowing yourself, accepting yourself, choosing to express your quirks, and, as with any feature, knowing when to deploy it. Oh my goodness, that is so key. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to go with what's coming up as I'm reading that, because that may be one of the most important aspects of this, is that being yourself, being authentic. Why is that so difficult, right? Why do we hide? Why do we put up walls? Why do we avoid being ourselves all the time? And in my work as a therapist, a coach, a leader of circles, a mom, a sister, a friend, I come across a lot of stories and experiences that people share where being authentic was not always safe, was not always accepted, was not always embraced by others. And so when that happens, we learn, right? We are social beings that learn from being made fun of or being ridiculed or from being put in time out, so to speak, however that may look like, being punished for being authentic. Don't talk back, or don't you dare do that, right? Like the things that we learn over time, we create stories in our mind of why we need to change the behavior. And sometimes those lessons no longer apply to this stage of our life, where something in your life may have been adaptive, a behavior, an action, a personality trait that you embellished, or you saw that, ooh, if I act this way, if I tiptoe and I don't make too much noise around my parents, this is one I hear a lot, children are to be seen and not heard, then my parents won't yell and I'll just be able to like sneak by and go up to my room or not get anyone upset. And sometimes, although it may be adaptive in that moment, that season, that stage of life, because mom and dad are tired or working or doing something else that requires them to concentrate, or mom and dad needed their own source of recalibrating the nervous system. As parents, we do our best. And why I'm saying parents, not to bash our parents, but to understand where some of these behaviors come from. Our parents, our families, our caregivers are the first people to help us learn appropriate behavior. And so that aspect of learning when to deploy, know when to deploy your authenticity, know your quirks, right? Knowing when to be truly authentic. That takes practice, and it takes practice. And sometimes we're like, ooh, that didn't land so well. That joke, that statement didn't go how I wished it would have gone. And that's okay, right? Because we can do it again. And so what I'm saying is the lesson can be that when you take the time to pause, breathe, explore, reflect, go to therapy, go to circles, learn about yourself, read books, talk to people honestly, openly, and do the work to become more self-aware, then you get to understand what some of those aspects of your behavior, your personality, your reactions, your habits, what of those are truly authentic and what are more things that just have become the pattern over time and wired into our brain. The beautiful thing is that our brains are plastic. The neuroplasticity in our brains means we can change them. We can rewire them, but we can't do it if we don't know what needs to be rewired. And not to say to change who we are, but to change the way we respond, to change our behavior potentially in response to different stimuli that come in our experience, that we can learn how we respond to it and step back and say, is that a behavior I want to repeat? Is that a behavior I want to hold on to? There is an invitation here this year, this season, this flower, full moon energy to step back and let go of things that no longer serve the purpose, the essence of your soul, your values, your vision, your mission. And so that's what happens when you learn about, well, maybe I used to do this thing because it kept me safe. It kept me comfortable around my parents or my teachers or my peers. Is that still working? And if so, yeah, great, keep it. And if not, then you get to change it. You get to say, oh, wait, I don't have to call myself stupid anymore. I don't have to say, oh, Liz, you're so stupid. No. Does that work? Could you imagine calling someone stupid over and over and over again? Would you call someone else stupid over and over and over again? Think of your best friend, your child, your sister, your cousin, your lover, your partner. Are you calling them stupid over and over and over in your mind or out loud? Are you calling yourself stupid, fat, ugly, dumb, a loser, useless, a burden, fill in the blank, over and over and over again in your head? This is just one example. The way that we speak to ourselves, to each other as well, right? There's an invitation there to step back and examine how we speak to ourselves and others out loud, how we think about ourselves and others out loud. And where does it come from? And is that how we want to continue? Whew. Okay, so that was a lot on the awareness, knowing yourself, accepting yourself, choosing to express your quirks, and knowing when to deploy it. Quirk. I'm going to read right from the beginning because I think this is beautiful. Forget perfection. It's time to embrace your quirkiness. It takes a bit of courage to bring your unique behavioral traits out of hiding and see them not as defects, but as distinctions. Authenticity is your magic. Your authenticity is your magic. Your authenticity sets you apart from other people. And as I'm thinking, like, I know sometimes it's more comfortable to blend in. Again, timing. Know when to deploy. Know when, okay, right now, yeah, maybe it's time for me to listen and not put myself out there because there's someone else who needs the space, who needs the stage, who is talking, working through something. Timing. Quirk, the word itself makes you smile. I just want to pause right there and invite you to think of one of your quirks. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm being quiet to let you think. And I'll breathe so you know I'm still here. Sometimes that is the tricky part of doing a podcast by myself, is like when I pause and there's silence, it's like radio silence. Is she still there? Did something happen? So I noticed that. Overthinking, is that really a quirk? I'm trying to think of my quirks. I mean, you probably know them because I try really hard to be authentic. I would say one of my quirks is singing my words. You know, I do that here. Like when I say, we heal, we grow, we fly, we shine, or whatever, right? Like, so I would say one of my quirks is just putting song to things. I love, love, love singing. And I remember that I was told by someone I love very much that maybe I shouldn't sing that much. Hurt my feelings. And I listened. And I held that for a time in my mind, like, oh, okay, you don't like my singing? So this is a really good example. And it took work along my journey of being authentic to be like, who are you to tell me not to sing? Now, am I going to go on Broadway? No, but I love singing, and that is who I am. And that is what makes me me. And it's okay if not everybody likes it, right? It's okay if it doesn't make everybody comfortable. I believe this person who told me this probably had their own secondhand embarrassment. They would never sing a word like that. That's not their personality. And so my daughter does this all the time. She says this, it wasn't her, but she'll be like, oh my God, Mom, I got secondhand embarrassment for you, right? Because that's okay. And I've learned to say, hey, that's okay. You actually don't need to be embarrassed for me ever, because I'm just going to be myself. And that's it. That's what we're talking about. Being authentic. Our authenticity is our magic. So I'd love to hear your quirks. DM me on social. I'm at Dr._Liz, Dr._LYZ. Tell me your quirk. I really would love to know it. Tell them to me, because let's celebrate our quirks. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll make a post for this episode and I'll say, tell me your quirk, because we're celebrating our authenticity. We are celebrating the things that make us who we are. And it's not just for us. This is not just a thing that will help you personally, although it'll help you personally. It helps everyone. When we are in connection with people who are authentic and confident in their authenticity, it helps us to be more authentic and confident in our authenticity. I love being around people who are unapologetically authentic and coming from a place of love. That is key, right? Knowing when to deploy these things, not when you are around people who are unapologetically rude, mean, no, hateful, judgmental. No, that's not our energy here. That's not our vibe here. When we recognize we are, it can be authentic to say, wow, I just noticed how mean that sounded, right? Because we're all human. I just noticed how rude that comment might have come off. I just realized my tone was not kind. I noticed this thing about myself, and I need to just take a step back. Sometimes we don't know that ourselves. Sometimes we need some feedback from people that love us, from people that we love. And it can sting and it can hurt. And it helps us. When we are coming from a place of love, we are lifting up the planet. We are lifting up the community, the collective, the energy, the vibe of our world together. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to read a little bit more. Quirk, the word itself makes you smile. It's not just quick and energetic, but downright acrobatic. executing a fast mid-air twist before tickling your brain. Dictionaries define quirk as a peculiar behavioral habit, a unique, odd, and sometimes charming trait that makes a person stand out from the crowd. Or, as the Oxford folks would have it, an aspect of somebody's personality or behavior that is a little strange. I love it. I love that. Almost everyone has a quirk or two. Benign deviations from some hypothetical, or as many contend, mythical norm of behavior, too small and encapsulated to create friction or to impede function and often abetting the ability to operate in the world. However minor they are, they tend to be distinguishing features of individuals, signatures with salience, facilitators of connection, pillars of self-awareness, and sources of personal and professional success. Yes. Yet, psychology has virtually overlooked them and their value, focusing instead on taxonomies of disorder. Yes. Oh my gosh. This is speaking to my soul. So as you can see, I'm just breezing and pulling out here and there sentences. I invite you to reflect on that. Make meaning of that for yourself. What is your quirk? What are the aspects of your character that are a little bit strange, that set you apart from others? That is your magic. That is your magic. Our authenticity is our magic. Our quirks are our superpowers. Love. I'm going to go to the end because, there's a quiz. There's a quiz here. Love it. Because I did the beginning and now we're going to go to the end. Continued on page 45. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to read you the last paragraph before we sign off. Don't forget to tell me about your quirks. You'll never be as good a version of someone else as you are of yourself. Don't try. Don't fall for it. Your quirks are most likely the secret to your power. Oh, yes. I love it. Your quirks are your superpowers. Your authenticity is your magic. Shine bright, my friend. I cannot wait to connect with you next time. Take care.